Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome, and if you're returning, thank you so much for returning. Today I'm only going to do a couple of things. Two of them are for my grandson. So he would like a pen holder, so I'll do that one, and he wants it in this green marbled with white. Then he would like a phone holder, but for his Pokemon cards or something that teenagers do, and I'm doing the smaller one of those, and he would like it looking like it's on fire or fiery, so we're going to be using the holographic red glitter. So first of all, I'll move these out of the way and bring this down, because this one is a different resin to the two phone holders. I'm going to do a bigger phone holder and a smaller one, one for my grandson and one just as a spare. So for the deep pour, I'm using Platinum's River Table. It takes a couple of days to set up, but you can go quite deep with it, which is good. And I've mixed up, I started to mix up 322 grams, but I over poured part B, so I had to take it and do some mathematical adjustments, because if you don't get the right proportions, the right ratios, that won't set. So I've now mixed up 400 and I think it was 430, no, 357. I ended up mixing up 346. So then I had to adjust it to work out how much more of part B I needed to put in. Anyway, I've done it. So I've separated them. And that's the wind just going, that's the garage door just opening. I'm going to mix this art paste, and I will get my dirty sticks, I'm sorry. I do have a couple of clean sticks. I'm just going to mix that around. Sorry, my son has to fix that garage door. It just blows open and shut. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to just take off that's on the stick and put that into there. And mix that. I've sort of split the amount between the two cups, and shouldn't hold it too close. Now remember, mix the pigment paste really well. Again, if you were just mixing one colour, you could put the pigment paste in before you start mixing the resin and mix the whole lot together. But I am separating mine into two colours. Be prepared for another bang of the thing. I'll be back in a second. Just shut this. Right. That should keep it. So just, I'm separating mine into white and green, so I can't. I've got to mix the resin first and then mix the colours. It's a very pretty green, almost like an emerald. I'll just set that one there for a minute. And I think that's, yep, that's enough pigment. Then I will put some white into the other. Just keep my hands less sticky. Now, this pigment paste is hard to mix in, so I'm only going to put, hopefully, one drop. Can you see that? Is that in under there? Good. Hopefully one drop. And there it goes. Just wipe that extra off there. Wipe that. so it doesn't stick. Throw that out and mix this. I don't want this transparent. It might need another drop. But I have noticed if you put too much in, it drops right down, particularly this mould, drops right down to the bottom. It's set, but it has little blobs. Yeah, it's too milky. Put another blob in. That'll do. And just wipe that off so it doesn't set. That definitely should be enough. Just wipe that off there. Wipe that off there. Might need another one. Yep, that'll do. What I'll do is I'll wipe off my stick just to get rid of any unmixed pigment, white. And then I'll just give it a final stir. That's good. I'll do the same here. I want to get rid of this unmixed pigment on the edge here. So I'm just wiping the edge here. I'll wipe the stick just to make sure there's no unmixed pigment on that. And then I'll give it another mix. Just using baby wipes to keep my hands clean. Oh, and you don't do that. Definitely don't do that. Okay. Bring that up. Give that another mix. Scrape around the side. Okay, so that should be good. That there. That should be good. Put that there. Now, I will be spraying this because it is very deep, and I don't want the I don't want bubbles in there. And I actually get my fingers down and make sure that alcohol, and I use 100% alcohol, I'll make sure it gets right down so it's not just sitting up here at the top. Good. Now he wants it marbled, so here we go. You in frame? Good. Okay, just bend that so you've got a pouring spout. Get rid of the hair that's there and the hair that's there, and just start. He didn't want any glitter. I suppose because he's a boy he doesn't want the glitter. I just think it looks pretty, which is probably why he doesn't want it. Just continue to do this until it's full. Just backwards and forwards, basically. Zigzag. It'll fall down the side and do its own thing. What might look pretty today may be very different tomorrow. This will take 2 days, as I said. Maybe longer with this weather that we're having. We apparently are in for a wet week. And we had a mild earthquake yesterday. I was sitting in the bed and the whole bed started to shake. And I had just been watching some videos on snakes. And so I called my son in. My husband was in the bathroom, so I knew he wasn't doing anything. And I said to my son, can you have a look under the bed, because the bed's just been shaking. And he looked at me as though I was losing my mind, as you know, I am in my 70s, so I suppose at that age older children do think that you are losing your mind a bit. I don't know. Anyway, he said, no, there's nothing under there, Mum. And he came back in a couple of minutes later and went, you're not going crazy. We had a mild earthquake. Now, it was further up the coast, but it was enough to shake my bed. Like somebody was standing at the end of it going like that. I was glad there were no snakes under there. Made me feel a bit better. But yeah, that's excitement. All right, this is going to take almost all of it. That side is pretty much full. Overflow it, so that will do. I'm going to move that over here out of the way, and it has to just set. I have a bit of time to decide what I'm doing with that, so I'll just set that over there. For these, I haven't poured these before, so I have no idea how much each one takes. I'll just clean my sticks so that they're ready for the next one. And for this one, because it's only a thin mould, I'm going to use, what have I got more of? Maybe the high temp or the ultra clear, probably the ultra clear. That's a good one. I'll just see what I've got. I'll turn you off and I'll come back when I've mixed up the next lot of resin and I'll show you which one I'm using. I'll put you on pause. Now we're going. Yes, good. So I've mixed up, it was about 258 grams of the platinum high temperature one. Now this is an incredibly thick resin. It's almost the opposite to the river table. The river table is really thin, probably doesn't hold too many bubbles. This one is like Bubble City. But it is a 1 hour with full cure in 4 hours. It has a thin film in approximately 1 hour, full cure in 4 hours. The pot light is about 18 minutes, depends on the weather. So I better get going because that's not a long pot light. But you will see, if you can there, just how bubbly that is. I'm going to put yellow glow powder in one for the big one, and this holographic mix in the other for my grandson. So I better move it along, and because of the number of bubbles, and yes, it's only thin, but I am going to spray it because there are right angles with this, and that's where bubbles love to go. So I will get this. I'm putting a fair bit in. I'm trying to, so I've put, this is number 4 of that amount. I think that should be enough. And I think I might put some Elmer's glue in this. It is only a thin mould, but I still don't want the glue to sink in. Okay, I'll just put a couple of drops of the Elmer's glue in there. Maybe 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do. And that will change this from thick to gluggy. And look at that. It's almost, you'd have to slice that to get it out, but it will suspend. Oh, have to almost cut that to get it out. So I'm going to go now and pour this. Is that in line? Should be. Get my new seat on wheels so I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to pour this one. See how you almost have to slice it off. And just take that up there. And put some more here. I may not have enough in here to do both. No, I may use all of this just on the base. I might have to use the other part for this top one, in which case we don't do the big one today. You can see it's holding the bubbles. So even if I spray that, I'm going to have to get this little dotting tool and run it around. And because I put the glue in it, it will overflow if you push too hard on it. So just gently lifting out any bubbles as they go. And then around this. And then I need to make sure that's clear because that's where the other piece is going to fit into. Now, how deep is that? Right up. It's a bit hard because it's clear. Yeah, that's right up. I wonder. Well, I'll spritz that again. Will not be good. Going to be close, so close. Where is my spatula? This little spatula is so good. It gets every scarrick. Now, let's see how high up that is. I am going to put just the littlest bit. I don't know if this is because I haven't put the glue in here. I'm not sure if that's going to show up as clear. But I don't think my grandson will mind. So a little bit more perhaps. Just mix it in. And mixing the bubbles in. Well, at least with this glitter, you won't see the bubbles. Hopefully. Maybe. We'll see. I don't want to have to come back later and try and trim that, so I'll get that like that. And then spritz that. And run this around here gently and slowly, and hopefully lifting out any bubbles around here. Okay, it's good. I'll have to keep watching that because it is so thick. All right, clean up the edges, save clean up later. And I will pull those over here ever so gently, gently. And I'll pull this one up here, clean up this mess. I'm loving this baking paper. I do have, what did I buy? Teflon. I haven't tried that yet. Now I'll bring this down here. This is the one that's going to have the fluoro powder. We might have enough. Oh, we'll give it a go. Wipe this off. I don't want glitter in this one. So I'll just wipe that down. There's no glitter. That's there. And I'll wipe that one off because I don't want the glitter on that. And that can go there. Wipe that off there. Get rid of the glitter here. Now what I've decided to do today, look, it's probably something a lot of resin people do, is we find it trouble to write the weights onto the actual silicone mould because it rubs off. And it's really difficult when you're guessing at how much a mould holds, because you don't want to make too much, but more importantly, you don't want to make too little. If you make too little, then you've got to try and match you've got to try and match the colour, and that can be problematic if you are wanting to sell the piece or you're doing it for an order. So what I did, I keep all of my moulds in these big in these big bags. I just got this from our, what we call Officeworks in Australia, but you could get them from any office supplies. And I always write on what's in there. I hope that's not too close to the camera. And today I thought, why not just write the weight on the bag? Now I don't have to worry about it being on the mould. So that's what I'm going to do. As I make things, I will write it on the bag. Clever or not clever, maybe somebody else's idea, I don't know, but I just thought about it today. Now, I'll open this. Put that over in the bin. Very fluoro. Very fluoro. Right, now I need a smaller stick to get that out. And the smaller sticks. Yeah. Putting that much in. I hope you're under the camera. Maybe 2 like that. Put the cap on. And give it a stir. Now this high temp, I wonder if it's got the temperature on it. Platinum High Temp 100 FS, which is what I'm using for these, is apparently a fast, food safe, high clarity, quality, non-dangerous goods with high UV non-yellowing resistance, rock hard, low viscosity, multi-purpose epoxy resin system for use in most hot or cold climates by simply varying the temperature of the resin mix. Mix 2 parts A with 1 part B by weight. Mix hand for 3 minutes. Avoid creating bubbles. Yeah, that's because it's very thick. The pot life of approximately 18 minutes, depends on the weather, and a thin film of approximately 1 hour with full cure in 4 hours. That is based on 100 grams or 3.5 ounces sample at 25 degrees Celsius or 77 degrees Fahrenheit and 40% humidity. And here comes my grandchild. Hi, darling. Nanny is filming. Yes. That's it. Oh, darling, it's okay.
We're just putting a bottle in the recycling.
That's okay. I went outside. I went outside to mix the resin because I don't like doing it in here.
Yeah, sorry about that. I didn't realise it.
That's okay.
Let's go back at the back.
Oh, this might be. Oh, look at that. That is bright. I'm not going to try and make it opaque because I don't think it's meant to be. So here we go. Put that in there. I've got little markings on here to try and keep you guys with it under the camera. So I'm going to pour this big one first. I have to fill these up. Just run that around there. And here we go. Oh, I love blue rose. Oops. Oh, well, it's in there now. See, it's thick, but not slicey thick like the other one was when we put in the glue. But you can see the bubbles. Yeah, this could have a lot of bubbles in it. I don't have a bubble remover, so it's a bit of a hit and miss. Probably, and being such a fast cure, I may not get the bubbles out. Yeah, I may not. Just gonna swap out of those bottles. See what if I can. And the glitter won't hide the bubbles in this one. Might have enough. I'll just fill this up a little bit more. It's not, I'd like to dome it, but I don't want to go over here because that's meant to be the hole. Just a little bit more maybe. I'm pushing it now to get enough out from the base. What I'll do is I'll run this around here. Now I can go a little bit faster because the glue hasn't made it gluggy, although it's still fairly thick. And I'll just clear that. That's pretty close. That looks like it's domed that in. Maybe. Trouble is when you level your table and then a mold is not level, it's probably the mold. And some molds don't come level for whatever reason. I'm going to say that that's enough. I'm going to spray this again. I wouldn't normally run my finger around, but being a thicker resin and with bubbles already, I think I will. Gee, that was a close guess. See how much I can get out with this. I think I might have enough. That's close. Yep, it is. I think we might have done it. I think so. It's so close, I'm not going to worry about it. I may have to trim this one up because it's not domed, but this one looks good. There's a little bubble there. You don't want that, so just pull it away. That can go back in. Don't want that there. I'll spray it again. Wipe all the sticky stuff down. Can't get much more out of that. My hands are so sticky, I might get rid of these gloves in a minute. That will mix in, I'm assuming. I hope it's not unmixed pigment. Mica. Oh, we'll soon know. Soon know. Not much I can do about it now. And yeah, and I don't have any clear. That's white, that's blue or green. So no, it's just going to have to stay as it is. I will find something to put the leftover white and the leftover green in, and I'll show you that on demold. We'll come back in, well, it'll have to be 2 days with the deep pour. So I'll come back and we'll demold and hopefully work out how to put these mobile phones together. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye. Molding day. Now, this one I'm going to show you very quickly because it's still soft. I have to let this set. It is so cold here where I live that even though this should have cured in 4 hours, it is still bendy like that. So I'm going to have to lay it flat, but I wanted to show you that this is the bigger phone holder, and you just sit your phone here. It sits like this, and it sits like that. So it's quite good, and like a big phone. I suppose you could even put, once it's set completely, you could even rest a little book there if you wanted to. The reason this is still soft, this part, is because I used the high temp, as I said, to make this and the other one. And when I was trimming it all up yesterday, I worked hard, trimmed it all up, went to put this in here like that, and the other one snapped right off here. It just broke. So I'm not going to use that high temp resin for projects like this anymore. I've tried it a couple of times on different projects like this. I think I'm just going to stick to making coasters with it because that's what a good use for it is. It can take a high temp. So that's that one. And tomorrow I'm thinking that this will glow in the dark. I haven't tested it yet, but it is fluoro and it is a glow in it says, yeah, it's a glow powder. This is the one, and I demolded these yesterday, as I said, because this one is for my grandson and he wanted to use it today. So that's his, and this one just slides in and out like that, or like that is the right way to put that, and it just sits here. And he's actually been using that for his phone today. And he uses it also for his Pokemon cards, his special Pokemon cards. But I had to actually get it back from him tonight, and then I'll give it back to him in the morning when he comes for his lessons. So there's that. This one I also demolded this morning when he came for his lessons because we wanted to put it on his desk here. That's his pencil holder. I've put 3 dots on the bottom so that it will slide, not slide, but it also won't scratch. I've trimmed it all up, and he wanted the marbling with the green and the white, and that's really pretty. He's very happy with that. So that's that one. These ones I haven't demolded. So we have the little extras. These are the extras. This is the little horse for a key ring, and it's quite white on one side and then quite green on the other, which is neat. I've also got a black one here. Yeah. This one is the little heart key ring. I did do one of these the other day, and because it's quite deep, and I filled it right up, and I just felt that it was too heavy for a key ring. So I've only taken this up to be half the width. This will need trimming, which I'll do. I won't make you see that. It'll be trimmed. And then I think that it looks quite pretty. It's green on the back. It was just the leftover from when I did the pen holder. And I think I'll just leave it like that and make a little key ring out of that. This one is the first time I've used this mold, little teddy bear. So I haven't even seen it. It's nice and soft, the silicone. But from the pictures I've seen, it's quite a cute little teddy bear. And I will decorate him. But and I'll trim him up. But he's really cute. So I'll do his eyes, maybe put a beanie on him. I don't know how much he's a lot smaller than the other characters. I may not be able to do too much to him, but I'll play with that later. And this one, this is just a little mold that I got from Temu. It came in two. It came with that. So it had little animals on one, and then little insects on the other. And I thought, being an ice cream mold, it might have been matte, but it's not. It's really quite shiny, so I was very happy with those. And the white here sank. Even though I was marbling it, it tended to sink. It is still this ocean white, and I think it's quite heavy. So next time I might leave it looking a little bit more milky than I did, and it may not sink so much. I just can't get the lid off the other white pigment paste bottles that I've got. So this one, I think I'll just make this into a little magnet, maybe colour his eyes up. And this one I decided, this was one I made last week, and I talked to my husband, I've got some brooch backs coming, which I'll stick on that, and I just put that on there to make that really pretty as well. So that's all I've got to show you for today with all of those demoldings. I did put this, I think I did this in yesterday's video or the day before, and I've put all that together now with just hot glue, and that's a little bath, really good for soap if you want to do it, or you could put jewelry in it on a little girl's desk or whatever. So that's that. So thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're liking the content so far, please like and subscribe and share. Have a great day, and I'll talk soon. Bye.